All right. So, no, it's been a while since I've actually uploaded, and I'm going to be addressing that probably in the next video. Last night I spent a good while recording a lot of videos. Um, and actually, after this video, I'm going to be recording some Tokon um, content. This is a voiceover, so like the gameplay that you're seeing is from a little bit ago when I was just kind of chilling out trying to get my A rank on tank, and I do end up getting it. I don't think I put my rank up video or rank up match in this, so this is still like very bottom of B, and then I'll just get fucking dicked down by a Dabura. I hate Dabura versus Bardock. It's the worst thing in the world. But as of the point that the gameplay is like prior to the tournament. This is after the tournament, and honestly, a little bit late after the tournament because I'm pretty sure people have addressed this. But I got tired of just like waiting and everything, so I was just like, fuck it. I'm gonna play meta, and I'm going to just get my rank up, hopefully record it, and I'll upload it eventually. Um, but yeah. Um, I am really sorry that I've missed out on so many uploads. I just, yeah, things been kind of rough, but we're gonna get better um, about that. But outside of that, I hope everybody else has been having fun with this season. I wish that I could say that I've been having more fun with it, but like, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not really the biggest fan of this tap meta. I don't like the whole play Bardock or play Bulma, go sit on tower, and then just take tower repeatedly until you just win the game. Basically, like, it doesn't encourage like engaging gameplay. I don't get to play character, like, for example, like playing Jiren. I find Jiren to be probably one of the most fun tanks that they've ever released. The fact that he has flaws I find to be very good. I wish that other characters had flaws, like for example Bardock. I think that when Bardock takes damage, he should probably get his gauge, but like, I think that if you apply debuffs to Bardock, or like if he gets stunned, I think that that should deplete his gauge. I think that adding that thing that Jiren has to Bardock would make it so that you have a way to play around his gauge, because right now his gauge is just a big old fuck you, which I think is really, really dumb. Um, but that's just one of the few changes that I want them to make. I also think that I think Bulma wouldn't be as broken if tapping wasn't as bad. But tapping is pretty bad right now. I'm also tired of God Goku being in the meta. We're going on 3 seasons now of God Goku being the best DPS in the game, hands down. Like we saw in the tournament, he was like up there for most banned character in the game. It made no sense. Um, like it makes no sense why he is this good. I should have disengaged from that fight. I probably could have lived if I would have just not fought him and went there, because like my defense buffs would have protected me. But hey, what can you do? I thought I could kill a Vegito on my own. Bad at the game. Um, yeah, we didn't even get the boss. Like, I guess that one's not on me. Like, I'm not the boss boy. I'm not boss boy. I'm tower boy. Tower boy. But yeah. I think the meta that we're in is just incredibly boring. Um, like, on the one hand, if Bardock were more of a actual bruiser, where like he stays in the fight and he actually is like dealing at least a little bit of damage, and like he's more of a team fight guy, I think I'd be having a little bit more fun with the meta. But it's not a team fight meta. It's just not. Also, that guy just letting me take his tower, like, okay, bot alert. Um, yeah. These are also like solo queue videos, or solo queue matches, so it's just kind of like, well, what can you do? Like I'm just playing tower. Like you can see it here. I'm ignoring boss entirely. I see the Daburas there, but like, whatever. I tried to ult him, but he just baited my ultimate, like, and I fell for it. Hook, line, and sinker. What a gamer. What a gamer. Yeah, I'm glad Dabura's good though. I find it annoying to go up against him when I'm playing this type of meta, but like I am happy that he's like has a role in the game now. I think he's one of the better defenders, and I think that's a lot better than where he was at originally. Um, I find that having him be useful in any sense is better than not being useful at all. Uh, like Beerus, like let's talk about it. Let's talk about the 3 releases of this season. Well, we started off with Beerus, who was bugged, which let me tell you, I would really appreciate them, no longer putting bugged characters in the game. That would be amazing. And then like even whenever they finally fix the bugs, he's still not great. Like to be honest, like none of the assassins are, and it's like I feel like to make Beerus good, there's one of 2 ways that you could go. Increase the amount of health that he ignores on his execute. Like, make it maximum, like, maybe 35%. That'd be crazy. He just gets to ignore 35% of your health. He would be a great anti-tank character also. Dying again to the Dabura. Big surprise. But I at least took them off of boss, but my team's not going for boss. Big surprise. Or alternatively, just make it so that like by vanishing, you are not like immediately or like just immediately being able to avoid his skill 3, because like his skill 3 is like the one thing that actually makes him like worthwhile as a character. And the fact that like if I see that he uses his skill 3, I can literally just press the circle button, and then I don't have to worry about his skill 3 like at all. Like it doesn't hit me. Like that's kind of dumb. Like that's like his whole kit revolves around landing that skill, and if you dodge it, then he just isn't worth playing. Hey, we take boss though. Bardock the boss secure. What can I say? Then you get Goku Black, and Goku Black's great. I think Goku Black. I thought Goku Black was broken when he came out, and I still think that he is relatively like one of the best DPS, or not DPS, but technicals in the game. But that being said, after watching the tournament and seeing the value that the other technicals can actually provide, I don't think that like the margin in which he is better than them is by that much. Especially because at the end of the day, he's not very consistent, because you have to like they can dodge out of your skill 3, which I do not think is bad. Like for Beerus it's bad, but for Goku Black, he gets too much value off of that skill 3 to begin with, so making it so you can dodge out of it pretty decent. And then especially because like you add the counterplay of being able to fire Kamehameha, which then makes it so you can't dodge at all. So it's like if you do that, then you get to even work around the fact that they can dodge around it. Like I feel like he is a very balanced, very well-made character. He is definitely better because of his ult and the value that his ult gives, but honestly, just add a little bit more cooldown to his ult, and then perfect character for the season. I think he is the most well-made character in the season. And then you get Jiren, right? And Jiren is fun. Jiren has flaws which make him interesting as a character. He has amazing team fight potential. He has great damage. He has good damage reduction, but it doesn't feel like absurd like Bardock's. Like it is kind of absurd, but you can get rid of it. My biggest issue is that it takes forever to get that passive bar up, like to get his gauge up. And then even if you get the gauge up, if they stop engaging in a fight or they leave or whatever, that gauge does not just degenerate. Like if you watch here, like I might die here, but like if I don't die, you might be able to see it. When Bardock stops getting hit by anything, right? Yeah, it slowly goes down. You see how like it's like just slowly going away? That is not the case for Jiren. Jiren does not have his gauge slowly deplete. It just drops off a cliff, and then the gauge is gone, and you don't have it, and that's just kind of that. And I find that to be incredibly frustrating. Also, losing boss here, unfortunate. Not triple boss for them though. We got two of them. I want to say yeah, because Krillin got the Jackie Chun, and then I got the Jacko. So not a bad situation to be in. But what I'm trying to say is that like because it doesn't degenerate, and there's also workarounds for it, it makes it so that like you're not as rewarded. Like you get heavy rewards, but the enemy team has many more ways to work around your gauge than like they do for a Bardock gauge. Like realistically, the only way you work around a Bardock gauge is by playing somebody who gets to ignore his health or ignore his gauge, like Dabura. Dabura is a great character for Bardock just because like Bardock wants to get in close, he wants to like be in their face a lot of the time, and by doing that, Dabura's passive literally is just like, oh, I get bonus damage, which nullifies your damage reduction, and on top of nullifying your damage reduction, you're stunned, so you can't fight back, you can't activate your overhealth, you can't activate your runaway tools, you can't like none of that works when I'm fighting Dabura. Uh, so if I'm stunned, I can't do anything. I think that that's very good character design for a counter character to Bardock. But I kind of like the counter play over just having counter picks because in this game there's not really like I can't switch characters mid game. It's not like Marvel Rivals where um playing certain characters just counter other characters. I can't see my enemy team's like picks. And since I can't see their picks and I can't cancel out or pick a different character mid match. Like these are all things that make it so having a game that's built around picking characters that counter other characters is like I'm predicting. Like I could play Dabura and I'd be like, okay, that's great. I'm gonna play Dabura, and then because I'm playing Dabura, I'm going to counter Bardock because Bardock's in the meta. But then what happens whenever I'm facing a Bulma? Who literally could just hide in her house and zoom away. Like, obviously, I can set her on fire and then she can't zoom, but like, eventually she is going to be able to run away. And then on top of being able to run away, she can hide in her house if like she does max out that gauge. And let's say that she runs like instead of running Dende, she ends up running fucking the Dragon Rider, Icarus. If she runs Icarus, then like she gets in the house, she activates Icarus, and then she gets away. And as a Dabura, I'm just left with my dick in my hands. Like, it's just not great. It's not. It doesn't feel good. I tried to make the prediction, and like I was wrong, and now I'm going to be punished for it for the rest of the game. And I don't find that fun. I much rather being able to be like, oh, I see that I am playing against this Jiren, and so I'm going to do X, Y, and Z to counter it. I think that's really good character design, but it only works if like the majority of the characters in the game are centered around this design. And because a character like Bardock and Bulma already exist, where like they're not really counterplay characters, it's more like counter pick characters, which isn't terrible in a game like Rivals, but in this game it's just kind of frustrating. Uh, I just don't think it's very well. I think they need to add certain things to actually allow for more counterplay against them instead of just like nerfing them into the ground, like do the God Vegeta treatment, where like God Vegeta is like damn near unusable outside of his ultimate, just because of how bad they've nerfed him. I don't think that's great. I would much rather actually have like God Vegeta be playable, but because of like certain things you can play around him a little bit easier. But it took the first match, by the way. Look at that. And I grabbed the Dragon Ball, and we're about to look at these stats. You already know what my top fucking stat's gonna be. It's gonna be fucking tower damage, because of course it is. Look at this. We got 156,000 tower damage. Doesn't matter that I died 7 times. Like, that is just insane to me. But, I mean, that is unfortunately the state of the game. It's just quite boring. But, what can you do? I missed out on the hat stuff. I didn't get all the hat things because I just took my break. But, Is what it is. Um, let's get into the next one, I suppose. All right, we're in round 2. Let's talk about what we want to see in season 7, the anniversary season. I would like to see more incentive to play the game more, like more rewards for like just playing the game consistently to kind of push for more players in the game. And I know that they're going to have more events because of also the Go Tanks giving me all the ghosts at the start. W. I would like to see more incentive to play the game. Just because like by having that incentive to play the game, especially during the anniversary season where they're probably going to have a lot of events going on, it would make it so that like you would retain the players a lot longer, even after just the initial character drop. Which we'll get to what I want for the character drops in just a second. Secondly, Godku nerfs. Godku needs to be gutted. Tap nerfs. Taps need to be also like nerfed. I don't think that we should be able to like just get free taps without like fully charging like a Gextion burst. That is kind of ridiculous. Characters like Beerus, characters like Piccolo, these people who have fallen behind in the meta, the people who have like are the characters that like are just struggling in general. I say that Beerus needs to be buffed. I'm literally watching him kick my ass right now. But I do think that they need buffs. They need to like have more spotlight, especially over characters like God Goku, who is reaching like tier 3, I want to say he's a tier 3 character now. So he's a tier 3 character and he's still the best DPS in the game, hands down, bar none. Like that's just kind of insane. I would say that I want Dragon Rider nerf, but I think it helps characters like Cell. I don't think it's as big of an issue. I think like if you nerf taps, then it's fine. So what else do we want? I want a team fight meta. Open queue for casual games. So when you go into quick play, I would like it so that like if you want to run 4 DPS, you can run 4 DPS. I think open queue for casual games would make it a lot more engaging for a casual audience and would make it a lot more silly for some of the things that you can do. And it would give more incentive to play those casual games. I would say that maybe add more rewards for playing the sub rules, but honestly, I think that they're stepping away from the sub rules, which I don't think is a bad thing. I think that the sub rules is interesting in concept, especially if they actually gave you rewards for doing it, but I don't think that they really want to. So stepping away from it is also not a bad play from the devs. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it in terms of characters and things. A map change, like a skin change for the map, that'd be nice. It's the anniversary. I think we deserve it. Just making the map look different. Ooh, fifth boss. Adding a fifth boss so that the end game isn't so stale and doesn't come down to, do I have Bardock on my team? They took boss, but it's fine. I don't understand how like they got out secured by a Beerus. Like crazy work. Like, I get God Goku, but Beerus, like you're shitting me. We have a fucking Super Saiyan 3. Just tap it. Well, I mean, just ult it. But anyway, I think that making like it appeal to a more casual audience will just make the game more enjoyable. From just like a hey, I'm just chilling out with my friends perspective. And I think even I would be more incentivized to play like casuals and like do some really wacky things, like maybe run 4 technicals on a team. That'd be kind of funny, you know? But I don't think that they're going to do it, but I think that like it is something that they should like consider. Characters. All right. Who do I think they should add to this game? I think it's the anniversary. So I think that It's time for us to get Gogeta. I don't. I think that Gogeta sells. I'm not the biggest Gogeta fan, but I know how much that character sells. I know how popular he is. I think that if they add Gogeta, it will add people or it will bring people to want to play the game again, at least a little bit. And I think that he should be a tank. Um, on the one hand, you could make him a DPS, but Vegito's a DPS, and then I kind of want. I would like to play that Gogeta Vegito combo. Um, and I think adding more diverse tanks would go a long way to just like make the tank role more fun to play. Because like as of right now, I think like the most fun role for me to play is probably DPS, and I think that's the same for everyone. Um, but after that, it would be technical, just because like technical is so diverse. Like I feel like if I can play multiple different types of technicals, and like it's not going to throw the game by doing so. And I think that that is one of the main reasons why technical is so fun. That I can play Kid Buu, I can play Goku Black, I can play Ultimate Gohan, I can play 17, I can play like Final Form Frieza. All of these characters, very good. In tank, it feels like you play Bulma or you play Bardock, and if you don't do that, there's a good chance that you just threw the game. And that's kind of annoying. And even to an extent, DPS is like that, but I feel like DPS is much more lax. Like you can play other DPS characters, you just can't play the bottom of the barrel ones. Which I do think that that's kind of shit, but like at least the majority of DPS characters have a fun, engaging combat loop as opposed to like tanks. Um, but I think I'm ranting a little too much about that. But I think adding like a new tank that gives a new perspective on tank like Gogeta, like make him very similar to Jiren, and the fact that like he's like a team fight tank. I think adding more team fight tanks would do a lot to make people enjoy the role more. Um, Next up, I think like either Teen Gohan would be cool. I would love to see Teen Gohan, DPS Teen Gohan. Um, I don't really see how they could make Teen Gohan a technical. But I guess they made Ultimate Gohan technical. But like, it makes more sense because like he just flings people around. But like Teen Gohan just feels like he's simple enough that like making him a DPS just it makes sense in my head. Um, so Teen Gohan as a DPS, uh, I think that's my next prediction. Like full on hype for it. For this season. No like slog characters that you just have to get through. Like I think season 6 did great with its character choices, even if it failed on the actual like execution of said characters. Um, that being said, this was a full Super season. We got 3 characters from Dragon Ball Super. So I don't think we need any blues. I think for the final character of season 6, I'm going to say maybe do a movie character, like maybe like Metal Cooler. Metal Cooler would go so hard. Like having another cooler, having like it be a mecha version this time, and make him a technical, and make it be like he's like like he has like a bunch of clones of himself similar to Boo, but like it's more DPS heavy. Well, I guess Kid Buu was like kind of DPS heavy, but not in the sense that you're putting parts down, but like more so like you can kind of like Frieza in the sense that he puts like different versions of himself, but maybe like you teleport to those versions. I don't know. But like Metal Cooler from the movie, I think would be great as a technical. So I think those are my 3. Gogeta as a tank, regular like the Super Saiyan Gogeta. Um, then probably then Teen Gohan, and then Metal Cooler. I think that's my wish list for characters. I also wouldn't mind like having Gogeta kind of work like the Gammas, like it's Goku and Vegeta working together, and then like when they ult, they turn into Gogeta. But I don't think people would like enjoy that as much as if you would just put Gogeta in the game. So, but maybe they would if it were a tank, because like just make him like a tankier Gamma. But I don't know. I think that both like I think the characters themselves are good, but like also crazy work how we didn't get that boss. Like I pinged it so many times. The Super Saiyan 3 like it's trying, but like I don't think I don't know. I think there's no reason why we shouldn't have been able to like at least get one more boss. But it's fine. As long as they defend, we have 2 towers, like I'm gonna be able to tap this shit on Bardock and they have a cell. Like yeah. I just do a max action burst. Yeah, hit it. No. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Like I said, I'm sorry that I've been absent, not uploading, but it's gonna change. It's gonna be the first of like a week's worth of videos that I'm putting out. Recorded like 3 videos last night. I got 3 more videos to record before I go to work today, and then I might even do some more recording tomorrow. MVP, you know it. You know it's me. But alright, I'll see you guys in the next one. 117,000 damage. Y'all have a good night. Bye-bye.